Hey, welcome to I'm That Mom, the podcast about motherhood without the pressure of perfection. My name is Katie. I'm a self-taught entrepreneur who started my baby company while pregnant and grew it to an 8-figure business as a single mom of 3. Join us as we discuss the fun, funny, and messy parts of motherhood. We're certainly not experts. We're just here to support all the moms and hopefully, collectively, we don't completely f*** it up. Welcome back to I'm That Mom. Today's episode is especially close to my heart. As many of you know, I am passionate about Conceive Fertility Foundation and the families we get to walk alongside in their journeys to parenthood. One of those incredible families is Caden and her husband. Caden's story is filled with resilience, perseverance, and so much hope and thanks to the grant. She's now expecting her miracle baby, and I am so honored to share her journey with you today. Caden, thank you so much for joining us today. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yay, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, yes. We're so excited. You're our first pregnancy from the grant recipient. And so I know. So everybody was so excited here when we got to hear the news. It was amazing. I want you to start, let's start with your journey and kind of, how the whole thing, I think, but I can very much relate. I struggled with infertility too.
Right.
My youngest, I like to call her my frozen miracle because we had to defrost her little butt. So, but I think IVF babies are always the most perfect babies. It's like they took the most perfect egg and the most perfect sperm.
Yep.
And so that's the best part. But okay, so tell me about your story. Give us a background.
So my story is over the span of almost 5 years. My husband and I got married in February 2021. And right after we got married, we wanted to start a family. And like I said in my submission video, I've always felt like I was meant to be a wife and a mom. And the wife part was check. And so now it was working on the mom part, right? And that journey has been very long. I suffered from uterine fibroids. I've actually had 2 surgeries to remove them. But when my journey started, I went to an OBGYN, and you go to an OBGYN and you trust them with your life to help you conceive. And although she was great in, removing fibroids and everything, I think that, her pace was a little slower than what I wanted. I had to, and I'll probably use this word a lot, advocate for myself. Yeah. I referred myself out to a reproductive endocrinologist, and I went to Madison, Mississippi, to Positive Steps Fertility, and just wanted to see kind of what was going on with me, because I had my fibroids removed, but I still could not get pregnant.
And you were doing all the things, right?
I was doing all the things.
Yeah, we obsess about it, right?
Yes.
You temp, and you never knew that you would understand all the different levels of discharge.
Yes. Like I learned so much about the woman anatomy during IVF and just fertility in general. I was like, wow, this is wild. Like pregnancy is truly a miracle.
Absolutely.
It was wild. And on top of that, my husband is active duty. So we had to kind of time around his schedule and deployment because, he has to be here too.
You're like, hurry, get home. Nothing like taking the magic out of sex.
Exactly. It was chore. It was like, come on, we have to do it right now.
I feel you. I was there.
It was so hard. And Positive Steps has been great. It's been a long journey with them, but they were really patient with me. Yeah. And we actually went through 2 rounds of IVF. Well, I guess dial it back. We went through 3 rounds of IUI. Okay. Didn't work. And then after our 3rd round, my husband was set to deploy, and we had a conversation and decided we were going to go to the next step, which was IVF for us. Yeah. And so,
you were still kind of undiagnosed, right?
Because yes. I was like unexplained infertility because, I had fibroids and I had them removed and I still couldn't get pregnant, and all my levels and labs were great. And I still couldn't get pregnant. And I think that's harder than anything is unexplained.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. Like, it's
Mhm.
almost like I like to say, I love problems that like there's a reason for it because then you know how to fix it.
Right.
And the worst part about infertility sometimes is not understanding why. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you felt like you had gone through the whole thing and then it was supposed to just work.
Work.
And and then it's so frustrating
Yes.
when
And
it's
then
not.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't feel very sorry for our husbands in the whole IUI
No,
process
we don't.
because their part in it is very simple.
Very simple. Like, I'm the one going through all the harder work over here. Okay.
And were you already taking infertility meds when you had to do the IUIs
So
to
yes. Yeah. So
right?
I was on letrozole
Mhm.
during the IUIs. So yeah, I was
Did
on.
you pick that one? Because I know that I mean, when I went through IVF, it was
Mhm.
14 years ago. And
Right.
so back then there was less meds. And now I
Right.
kind of love that there's this like cocktail that they
Right.
can go through.
Right.
But yeah. So okay, so you did some meds, you did
Uh-huh.
3 IUIs,
Mhm.
you literally lived in 2-week increments.
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah.
our clinic was 3 hours away from our house.
Oh my
So
gosh.
3 hours to the clinic for a 15-20 minute
Ultrasound.
situation. Yeah. And then all the way back.
Yeah.
And so that was hard in itself.
Yeah, because for people listening that maybe haven't even tried an IUI yet, like
Mhm.
you have to go in for ultrasounds because they
Mhm.
measure the size of
Size of the
of your follicle.
follicles. Yes. And
Yeah.
so I think one week I had to be in Madison 3 times that week. So I had to
Oh,
take off work, try to
yeah.
find coverage, drive 6 hours, in the car for a 15-minute situation. It was very, very hard. Took
Yeah.
a toll on us. Yeah, it was hard. So
Yeah.
we did IUI, it didn't work. We decided to do IVF. And going into IVF, I, in my mind, was like, this is foolproof. You take the meds, you do the transfer, you get pregnant. There was no if, and, or buts about me getting pregnant.
And
And
it costs so much,
it
you're
cost so
kind of
much
like,
money.
it better be
It
foolproof.
better be. I think after it was all said and done, it was probably our first round was probably $25,000.
Yeah,
It was a
wow.
lot of money. And our first IVF transfer, or our first round of IVF, we produced one normal embryo.
Oh my gosh.
Normal embryo, and it did not work. And so
Yeah.
it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. It was a lot to process, that we just, spent all this money out of pocket, and it
And had
didn't work.
nothing to show for it.
It had nothing to
Yeah.
show for it. And so we were just kind of like, where do we go from here? What do we do? This was not in the cards for us. And we kind of had to just like mourn and take a step back. And
Yeah.
then
It's hard. It's hard, right? Like,
Mhm.
because you kind of and in that moment, I remember feeling like everybody else was pregnant.
Pregnant.
Like
Yes.
you've never in your life more
Mhm.
recognized more pregnant people. Like you go to the grocery
Yes.
store and there's 10
She's
pregnant
pregnant.
people.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
just it consumes you.
Mhm.
It's really hard. And I think
It's so hard.
yeah.
It's so
So,
hard.
okay, so you had your failed
Mhm.
IVF and you basically
Mhm.
had to look at your husband and go, what do we do next?
Mhm.
Were you thinking let's go back to trying naturally or what did you do?
I think I was like shell shocked that I did not know what to do. And then I was very hard on myself. I was like, we tried naturally and it didn't work. We tried timed intercourse and it didn't work. We tried IUI, it didn't work. I felt like a lost cause, to be honest.
Yeah.
And my husband was like, let's just take a beat and focus on something else. And the something else that we focused on was our house. We wanted to renovate our house a little bit and do some things in our house. And so that made us happy. And that's where we kind of put our time and energy for a couple months. And then one of my friends sent me the application.
Yay! What was the timeline between your failed IVF and your and applying for the grant? Was it about a year?
No, it wasn't. It was very quickly. So
Yeah.
we had a failed transfer. We found out in like beginning of March, and I got the application in June, and I think it was due at the end of June.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
very quick. It was a very quick thing. And
Yeah.
at this time, me and my husband were like, we're not worried about fertility right now. We're focusing on something else. And then my friend sent me the application and I was like, oh, I became panicked. I was like, I don't know what to do. And
it's kind of hard too, because you're like, I don't want to go through the disappointment again.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Like it's a little bit of like, that was because it's just gut wrenching. Like, especially if you've been trying to get pregnant for years and years and years. Like I just remember you almost don't want to take that pregnancy test at home because you're trying to prepare yourself. Like, I know it's going to be negative. I know it's going to be, so it takes all the fun out of it.
Out of all of it. Yeah. It was very hard. And to be honest, I didn't even tell my husband that I was going to apply for it.
You didn't? Because he would have
tell him at all. I was like,
because you knew he probably didn't want to put you on that emotional like roller coaster, because that's the other thing we didn't, really touch on is the meds that you have to take when going through IVF. Like, I don't know about you, but it made me a crazy person.
Oh, I was crazy.
Yeah.
I was a shell of myself. I was happy one day, mad the next, sad the next. My husband was kind of like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, I don't know what to do either. I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I was a shell of myself.
Did he give you the shots, or did you give yourself your shots?
So, fun fact, I guess I don't know if it's a fun fact, but I was terrified of needles going into IVF.
Same.
And I gave myself every single one of my shots. I was like, I'm doing this for baby Miles. I'm giving myself all my shots. Like, I did it. And I think he gave me one. And I was like, you cannot give me another shot.
No,
all my shots.
Same. Like, I think I let my husband do it, and first of all, he like didn't anticipate it, right? And I was pissed off that he was like, it's gonna be easy, you're fine. I'm like, you don't even understand. No, you don't know. And so I remember, and I was like literally so scared of needles too. I will say that now today, if I have to go have my blood drawn, I'm like, just do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
it means nothing to me.
Yeah. That needle, that's easy. Give me the big. I've had progesterone shots. Like, I'm not scared of anything.
Right. Exactly. Like, I can conquer the world now.
I can conquer the world. And did you do the same? Like, I remember them saying like, you can ice it and do all these things. I had to just like squeeze my fat on my stomach, right? And like, I would take that needle, and I just had to like close my eyes and like tell myself like 1, 2, 3, go. And it looked like a battlefield on my stomach, because there was bruises everywhere.
I did not do any of the icing or the warming or whatever. I just did it. I put the song on. Do you know the song Shot, 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 Shot?
Yeah.
I put on that song, and every time I gave myself a shot to like hype me up, and I gave myself every single one of my shots.
Oh my God. Now when I get like shots or my blood drawn, I'm totally gonna be like, shot. Shot. I love that. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, and then you have to go through and do, I want to talk about like going through IVF and the thing, but let's talk about let's go back to the grant process.
Okay.
So you didn't tell your husband, and you went in and cause you had to record a video, right? And I remember yours, because so the part I love the most about going through the, all of the grant applications, and this is true, like we watch every single video, and I can't tell you how many times like I have cried watching people's stories.
Yeah.
But I think because you just feel it. So what did it feel like about, I remember your video. Like, talk to me about when you were, because it was very raw, and you just were like talking to us.
Yes. So I actually did not know that I was going to submit a video until 2 days prior of like it was due. Yeah. I was on the way to work. I was working a weekend on the way to work, and I was just talking to myself. I was like, am I going to do this? Am I going to do this? Like, little old me from Mississippi, am I going to even win this? Is it even worth it? I don't want to have to go through heartache. Like, should I do it? So I got to work, and I had a scrub cap on, a t-shirt, no makeup. Like, I was not my best self. And I was like, I'm going to do this. Nobody knows my story better than me. So I'm going to set up my camera before I clock into work, and I'm going to just talk and be vulnerable and tell my story. And that is what I did. And it was not planned, because when I woke up that morning, I was not going to do a submission. I was like, no, I can't do it. I don't have time to like get ready and look pretty. I don't have time. And then I got to work, and I was like, I'm going to do it. They can they'll
either like it. That's right.
So,
well, whatever you did, it was magic and it was perfect. And I think it just, I think sometimes you do just have to kind of go, I'm not going to overthink this. I'm going to let it be, right? And I'm going to be vulnerable. And if it's meant to be, it's going to work out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what about when you got that email that was like the call?
Okay, so in my mind, I was thinking, okay, they want to get on a call with me because they want to do their due diligence to like let me know that like they're going a different route. Like I'm not going to win. Like I'm not a lucky girlie. I don't win anything. So I'll get on the call. And never in my wildest dreams did I think that y'all were going to tell me that I won. Yeah. I literally got on and thought y'all were going to say, thank you for your submission. We appreciate it. Thank you for being vulnerable.
Oh, you thought we were going to break up with you on the video?
I thought y'all were going to break up with me. I was like, oh my gosh. Yes, that's where my brain was. That's where my brain was. And so when y'all told me that I won, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
So it's amazing. And it's I mean, I can't even tell you, like as excited as you were about it is just as exciting for us because it's just, it's a journey that we shouldn't have to go through by ourselves. Right. But we do, because it's not like you put on social media, like, another month, like a negative pregnancy test or my IVF failed. Like you just don't share it. So, so we, on some low level, I mean, especially I feel like I'm going through it with you. Like I'm watching the clock and I'm like, Rachel's going to kill us because this is going to be like a 2-hour-long vacation interview. Okay. So then you went back to your fertility clinic and you were like, I'm ready for round 2. Okay. So walk us through that.
So I told them that I won a grant, which I never knew that there were grants for things like this. I thought, loans, pay out of pocket. Like I never knew that this was a thing. And so when I told them that I won a grant for fertility, they were like, what? And I was like, yes. So we have decided we're going through another round of IVF. We're going to do it. We're doing it. And so
let's go. Give me my shot.
Let's go. And so they were very happy because they just felt like family, and they really are a part of this journey, still are a part of this journey. And they were rooting me on, and they were like, we will be with you every step of the way. And that comforted me too. Yeah. And so, we signed the paperwork and
so what went different? Did you change your meds up at all? Or
so I did not change anything this time around. Okay. So I guess I did. So, the book, It Starts with an Egg.
Yeah.
So I was hardcore in the pages of It Starts with an Egg on the first round. I was trying to do everything right. And I think that stressed me out even more. Right.
Yeah.
So this time around,
I'm going to pause you because I actually think that's important to say out loud.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get pregnant, one of the hardest things is people telling you what you need to do.
Right.
Because we're doing all the things.
Right.
But I, in my core, believe that we obsess over eating the right things, eating more pineapple because we think it could increase our chances of fertility. Right. I did acupuncture because if there was a thing that you could do to increases your chance of fertility, I was doing it. And what if, like, as women, we create this like hormone in our body that's like cortisol or stress.
Yeah.
And we like, I don't know, right? Like, don't you feel like maybe you were sabotaging yourself? And I hate to even say that out loud because I think really women struggling with infertility don't want to say that. Like they want to believe that it's something outside of their control, which I think it is. But then also like same girl, I did the same thing. So, okay, keep going.
Yes. So I felt like I probably sabotaged myself, and so the second round I was like, I am going to just be me.
You're just gonna release it, right?
I'm gonna just release it. Whatever happens. I'm not taking the 50 million pill vitamins or whatever outside of IVF. I'm not drinking the palm juice. I'm not doing all of that. I'm just gonna be me, and I'm gonna go out with my friends, and I'm gonna have a beer every once in a while, and I'm gonna just live life and like be calm. And I really think that
oh my God, can we rewind this? And like, I want that to be something that everybody hears. Like how amazing. And I'm just so happy for you.
Yes. This time around, so we had 1 embryo the first time.
Okay.
This time around, we had 8 normal embryos.
8?
And 3 girls. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so this is definitely not a plug for that book.
It's not a plug.
Look, if anybody's learning a lesson here, it's let it go. I mean, truly, like you went out and had a drink with your friends and you relaxed and you kind of let it be, and all your meds stayed the same.
All the meds stayed the same.
Yeah. And for anybody that's not going through like that med process, when we tell you, you have to take, it is multiple shots a day. Right?
Ooh,
it is.
Lord.
You remember, and it makes you crazy. You have to do constant ultrasounds to make sure you're progressing. They're measuring your follicles, telling you like, I remember like you had it. It's like being at like an 18, right? Was kind of like the ideal size.
Yep.
So when they did your ultrasound and they were like, Caitlin, we think you are going to have 8 mature eggs. Did you die?
Well, at the time they retrieved 35 eggs.
Oh my God. That is crazy.
They retrieved 35 eggs. I remember waking up and seeing the 35 in my hand, and I was like, let's go.
Were you so bloated? Like, was your belly like 4 months pregnant with that many eggs?
I looked more pregnant then than I do
now. I know. Oh my God.
I was hurting. I was all the things. And then you get the calls from the doctor saying, your embryos are progressing. They're regressing. They're not moving. It was
a roller coaster.
It was a whirlwind. But I remember the embryologist calling me, and I took the call at work, which I probably shouldn't have because I took the call at work the first time and lost it was hard. And so this time she called me and she said, I wanted to be the one to call you. I wanted to be the one to give you the good news this time around that you have 8 normal embryos. And I was like,
I would have just started crying at work.
Yes, I was a mess. I was a mess. 5 boys, 3 girls, all healthy. Like I was like 8 chances to bring home baby models.
And like, it feels a little bit like an insurance policy, right?
It
does. Because you had that 1 egg and that was it, and it was like a Hail Mary. And then when you get the 8 eggs, and did you take them all the way to 5 or 6 days, like to blastocyst before you froze them?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, that's good. And I think that's pretty common practice now. Before they could do a transfer early on, or they would do a transfer, like a fresh transfer, I guess.
Yeah,
and then
my body was not.
Yeah. So you had 8 that made it all the way to day 6, like 30 eggs.
So I had 10 that made it to day 6, and then we did PGT.
Oh, okay. And then that's what helped it get to the healthy embryos. And then you knew the gender, which is so cool. So did you pick putting in a boy, or did you do one of each, or tell me about that?
The first one of this round, we picked a boy. I have always said that I wanted to be a boy mom.
Yeah.
So my husband was like, okay, let's do it. So we picked a boy, and it ended in a chemical pregnancy. So it took, and then it stopped growing.
So you had, like, you almost went up the hill of the roller coaster and then crashed and it, not to diminish it, because I think it still is heartbreaking, because then you immediately in your brain you're like, what's wrong with my body? I have this many eggs that are healthy. I did all the things and it's not sticking. Right. And you're taking the progesterone shots, like, or did you do the pills? I
did the PIO shots.
You did? Okay. Way better. I remember doing the insert
suppositories or whatever. Yeah. I heard those were worse.
It was disgusting. I think I did both, actually, because my story is very similar to yours. So I really sympathize with it. But so, okay. So when you go in, when you have frozen babies, it is a little bit easier the second time around because you don't have to do all of the shots to make your eggs go.
Yes.
Okay. So start from there. So how long did you have to wait between the two cycles?
So we transferred in February. I think I transferred on maybe Valentine's Day. And, 10 days later, I got the news that it did not work. I had a scope done, and they saw polyps in my uterus, and I was scheduled for surgery to get them removed. I went into the surgery, came out of surgery, and found out that they were actually fibroids. Hi, they're back. So Dr. Perry cleaned it all out, and I I think after that, I think a month after that, we transferred, and we actually transferred 2 embryos this time around. We transferred a boy and a girl. And and then I had
so exciting. It's so exciting and it's so scary because when you put 2 in, it's like you kind of go through this like, oh my God, it could be twins.
Yeah.
It could be,
and this is our first together, and I'm going to be a twin mom right off the bat. But
but that's normal. And that's totally normal. And I love that the first time you did just do one because it is easier. It's less risk to the mom to carry a singleton pregnancy.
Right.
But the second time you were kind of, like, well, let's increase our odds a little. You had a freshly cleaned out uterus. Ready to go. They measure your lining even before they do the transfer. They make sure it's like nice and good. And then you just, I just remember saying like a prayer and being like, I hope this one sticks.
Yeah.
So did you feel any different? So wait, did you take any at-home pregnancy tests or did you really?
I did not. I promise on everything. I did not. I was and one of my nurse practitioners was like, you're going to take one. And I said, no. And I will say our first transfer back in 2024, I did take an at-home pregnancy test. And I remember the way that made me feel. I had line eyes. I was crossing. I was posting, do y'all see a line? Like, it was so stressful. And so I promised myself that this round, I was not going to take any at-home pregnancy tests. So when I got the call, it was truly like I was surprised.
And you didn't have any symptoms at all? Or were you trying to not like imagine, like you kind of, maybe you did, but you were like, I don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
Right?
So this time around, I think I was having like cramping more than I did the last 2 transfers. So I was like, oh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Then I was like, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's like implantation or whatever. Yeah. But that's pretty much the only symptom that I had up until beta.
Yeah. So they called you, and then of course they tell you, come on in, and they do the blood test. And that's when they want to make sure that your levels are doubling, right? Every 24 hours. And without an ultrasound. So they still, at this point, you don't know if it's 1 or 2 babies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So I actually, whenever I went in for my first beta, I told the nurse practitioner, Amber, who has become a really great friend. She's amazing. I said, I'm going to work. I will call you or text you when I get off work. And then I will let you know if you can tell me or not. Okay. And so
I have no control over this entire thing. I need a little bit of a control in this one little spot.
1,000%. And so I went to work. It was around noon, and she texted me and she said, we have your results whenever you're ready. And I said, why is she texting me right now? I started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I thought I told her not to text me.
But she was so excited.
She was so excited. But I, like, in my mind was like, I'm so used to getting the answer no, that I was like, I wasn't even thinking that she was going to tell me that I was pregnant. Yeah. And so I called my best friend Piper, and I said, she lives close to my work. And I said, hey, Amber texted me. They have my results. So I'm about to get off work, and I'm coming to your house, and I'm going to get the results with you.
Oh my God.
She was like, okay. And so then I called my husband, and I was like, I know you're coming home late today. So I'm going to Piper's and I'm going to get the news, and I'll tell you when you get home. And he was like, okay. So I went to
Piper. You got to do it with your best friend?
Isn't this girlhood? Like, yes, I got to do it with my best friend. And she said a prayer for me. She's my prayer girly. She said a prayer for me. I text Amber and I said, I'm ready. And Amber called me and she said, are you at home? And I said, no, I'm with my friend Piper. And I need to share the video with y'all because it's absolutely amazing. But I was like, no, I'm with my friend Piper, and poor Piper. I was really excited that I was with her, but I was just trying to, like, I'm ready for the results. Like, what is it? Tell me just no so I can move on with my life. And she said, well, your levels are 300. And I blacked out, and I yelled, and Piper yelled, and we cried. And I think I blacked out. I don't even remember, even to this day, what the other numbers were.
I know what you did. You immediately Googled if that level is twins or one baby.
Yes. I was like, what? 300 and something? And so I freaked out. We cried we were emotional. And then I called Jake on the phone and I was like, my levels are 300 and something. And he was like, what does that mean? I said, we're pregnant.
We're pregnant, you fool.
Yes, like what we've been working on for the last 5 years.
Girl, they bless their hearts. We love them, but they just don't understand.
They don't understand. Yeah. But it was, I love my husband, and our wedding day was the most magical day. But me finding out that I was pregnant is by far the best day of my life.
Oh, and you just wait, because as a mom, I'm going to tell you, I say the same thing. I'm like, I love my husband so much. But there, and yes, finding out you're pregnant and going through pregnancy and your body, like you're just, and you're even more in tune with this body and this baby and this pregnancy because you work so hard for it. But the day you meet this little boy,
oh my God, I can't even wait.
It is your heart is going to explode. And what you think love is, like your definition of love right now, is going to just fall to the wayside.
I'm sorry.
No, stop. Are you so excited? I don't even know. How many weeks are you?
I was 18 weeks yesterday. So I'm 18 weeks in one day today.
Oh,
I am
so are you feeling him?
I am not feeling him. So I didn't know that you only get like 2 ultrasounds your whole pregnancy.
Yeah.
And so I have, I've been working with an outside clinic that has been giving me, I've been paying for extra ultrasounds. So every like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I get to go see him. And
for peace of mind too.
For peace of mind.
Yeah, correct. I get it. And when I went through IVF, I bought one of those home like Dopplers.
Yes.
Yes. Where I could hear the heartbeat because until you feel the baby move, which I would, at first pregnancies, I think 20 weeks is pretty normal.
Yeah.
Because, and you might be feeling it right now, but you don't know what it is.
Know what it is.
Yes, because my second pregnancy, I definitely felt earlier, but I think it was because I knew, oh, that's not like a gas bubble. It's the baby.
That's the baby.
Yeah. Okay, but wait, rewind. We're jumping ahead. I'm like trying to build it up to like the best part. But your story is just, I love you. This is amazing. Okay, so you go in and for the first ultrasound.
Yes.
And you don't know if it is a boy or a girl, right? Right. Okay, so walk me through that.
So I was super nervous about I don't know. I think, so I found out I was pregnant at 4 weeks and my ultrasound wasn't until 7 weeks. And so I was just praying that like, yes, 1 or 2 stuck, but like, are they still stuck at the time of the ultrasound? Is there going to be a yolk sac or is all of that?
Oh, and any twitch of your body. Do you remember like you go to the bathroom and you just, you expect to see blood?
Yes. Like, I wiped and looked every
time. Yeah.
And to be honest, I still do.
Yeah, no, I know. My anxiety didn't ever like totally decrease until I would say about 24 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
Because that's when they say a baby's viable, like outside of the womb. And so you're almost there, girl. Like,
oh my gosh.
And then you're still going to have obsess. And my kids are in college now and I still worry about stuff going on. So just get used to it. That doesn't go away. Okay. But I do remember in those early weeks, like you just, you just, every twitch, you're like, this is it. It's going to be over. Like you anticipate it. And it's horrible because it takes some of the joy away.
Way out of it. Yes. But we went to the ultrasound and heard the heartbeat and it was the best thing. I think I listened to this heartbeat like 20 times before I go to bed and 20 times before I wake up, like after I wake up. Like it's the most beautiful sound. And at this point we finally, we found out that only one stuck. And I think that's the craziness about IVF is you mourn the one that didn't make it, but you're also super excited for the one that did. So I had to kind of go through that process and that grieving process, but still very thankful that like I am still pregnant.
And you didn't know which one?
And I didn't know which one. So it kind of brought us back into like normal pregnancy because we finally were pregnant and we don't know if it's a boy or girl. So
I have the chills right now. Like, this is so good.
And I was super sick first trimester. And just listening to and reading all of like the wives' tales, I was 90% sure that it was a girl. I was like, this is a girl. this is, we've had 2 transfers and they were both boys, and the girl was coming in and saying, hold my beer and watch this. I got it. And I thought it was a girl the entire time.
You did.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm remembering you telling me that originally you really wanted a boy.
Yes, I was. Well, I believe that I was meant to be a boy mom. Not saying that like gender.
You didn't want a girl. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like
no,
I just saw myself
in
baseball games and soccer and all the things and Boy Scouts, and that's just where I saw my life. So when I thought it was a girl, I was like, okay, we're gonna do bows and we're gonna do dance classes and we can do this. And one day she's gonna go through the high school and middle school drama, and we've got this. We're gonna do this. I had to like tell myself.
I'm pretty sure, like, I'm going to say this out loud, and you're going to come back to me in a couple of years and tell me, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be also a girl mom one day.
I think so too.
I think, yeah, like I think so you are going to be the best mom for sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So did they do genetic testing? Because usually you do genetic testing at like 10, 12 weeks?
Yes. So I did PGT. So I already knew that like it was a normal embryo, but I did do the NIPT blood test that tells you gender, but also tells you genetics. And that came back and baby is normal. There's no.
But that's also when you found out what gender it was.
So actually at my, the clinic that I kind of go to the ultrasounds on the side, she did the ultrasound and she was like, I can tell what it is. And me and my husband were together and I was like, okay, let's
do it. Yeah.
And he said, it's a boy. And my mouth went like,
oh my God. And then did your husband immediately go, how can you tell? Is that big? Is that big?
Yeah, well,
he's a little boy.
Jake was like, I knew it was a boy from the beginning. I knew it was a boy from the beginning. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And so the stenographer was like, I'm sorry, like, I know gender disappointment's a thing. And I was like, no, like, you don't even know our story. Like, this is the most amazing news. Like, I know my face doesn't tell you that. But
you're like, I'm so in shock that this is all going.
I am in shock for the simple fact that I thought it was a girl the entire time. And then we got our blood test back and it confirmed that.
Oh my God. And now you're 18 weeks pregnant. Are you feeling better?
I am feeling better. I am thriving.
Yeah.
I am thriving. I'm still a little tired. I still kind of have an aversion to meat, which is wild. But besides that, your girl is thriving.
You seem like you do. And and you're in the best part, like that 12 weeks to probably about 32 weeks is just, you get energy back. Yes. You feel like yourself again. Wait until you feel that baby move inside of you.
I'm a regret.
You're going to die. And then you're going to want to punch it back because then it starts to be like, what are you doing? That hurts. What are you doing in there? But you've passed such huge milestones and you've got a healthy pregnancy and you're doing the ultrasounds. You need to go do a 4D ultrasound.
Yes, that is on the books.
Yeah, don't do it yet because right now you'll look and he'll be like a little alien.
Well, to be honest, she actually did one just for fun and I sent this screenshot to my husband and I was like, there goes your son. And he was like, oh my God, what is that?
Yeah. They do look like little aliens. They look like little alien babies. Yeah. He needs to fatten up a little. Yes. And then when he gets to fatten up then it is amazing. Oh my God. We're going to have to do this call like once a month.
I know. We're going to have to check in.
I was already invested and now I'm totally invested. And Rachel's like slacking me on the side and she's like, this is the most incredible story ever. Like, I love Caitlin.
So sweet.
Do you want to move to Texas and work with us? Like, I feel like you need to come here. Like, you've got to be part of our family. Oh my God. I love it. And thank you for sharing your story. Of course. Because that was the whole, what I really wanted to do with Conceive was one, help families afford it because it's so expensive. Insurance doesn't cover it. And it happens, it's more common than we realize, right? Yeah. Like, I think that a lot of women probably have miscarriages before they even know that they were pregnant, right? And I think, we don't grow up learning about infertility.
No.
And so if if we can put it on a platform and help educate women and
Yes.
and help them hear like your story.
Yeah.
My favorite part of your story is that you obsessed the first time.
Yes.
And you did all the things and you were crazy about it and you ate the things and you stood on your head and you did the right position. Like,
yes.
And then the second time you let it go and you went and had a drink, right? And you said, I'm going to eat the lunch meat and all the things. Like, I'm going to do all the things and I'm just going to let this be.
Yes.
And now you have a healthy pregnancy. And I am pretty certain you're going to naturally get pregnant like right after this baby.
I know. That's what people tell me. They're like, you've gone through all of this. Your next baby, you're going to have it naturally.
It's natural pregnancy. I mean, look, like I have been in the baby space for a very long time. And I have so many friends that struggled with infertility.
Yeah.
And I do, and all of them, like it is they're the first, like, you know, you have the baby and they say you're not supposed to have sex for like 6 weeks. And usually you're very okay with that. Like you're like, like I remember asking my doctor, I'm like, can you, I feel like I need a little more time. And they're like, okay, well tell your husband, 8 weeks. I'm like, I didn't need that in writing. Can I have it in writing? Because I'm going to
yes, because he won't believe me.
He won't believe me. Yeah. But it's like that, then they kind of get, and maybe it's just our bodies kind of going, okay, I can do this. And, and maybe it's because you're not trying. I don't know. We're not even going to worry about it right now. But I have a very strong gut feeling that something like that is going to happen to you. But until then, so do you have a name picked out? Are we saying the name?
We do. Yes, we are saying the name. So his name is Henry.
Dead. I'm dead.
His name is Henry, and I am just so excited. And my first trimester, I was so sick that I don't think that I was like really in tune with him, and I don't think I connected with him. And as soon as I found out he was a boy and we named him, I am obsessed with him.
Okay, good to know. I happen to know a company that puts baby names on everything.
Oh, who could that be?
I can't tell you how happy this makes me, because this was what I dreamed of when we started this nonprofit, was being able to to hear the story, like it just makes it all so worth it. And you were in our first batch of grants that we did last year. And some of them are still going through it. I mean, it's not I will say, like, sometimes, infertility is not
it's not linear.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. And it can be really discouraging when you go see a fertility specialist and they're like, okay, well, we need to get you back on the pill for a couple months. We got to regulate your period. And you want it to be like no, I'm ready to start tomorrow. Right now. Right now. And I just think that's so awesome. I mean, it's our mission is really to help, we don't think that it should be something that's not a choice to be a mother.
Right.
I think that motherhood, for the people that really want to be a mother, it shouldn't be the financial part that's keeping you from it.
Right.
And this year we're actually doubling how many grants we give. I know. And I think that women also don't know that there is grants out there, and we're not the only company doing it.
I had no idea.
And it doesn't take but maybe just a second of time, right, to do your video and apply. And I would encourage everybody to go apply for every grant that's out there. Because you don't have to do it alone, like emotionally and also maybe financially too, that there's support. And so we do, each grant covers really anything. The really cool part right now is the grants this year, we're also covering the genetic testing.
That's huge.
Which is huge. It's huge because it helps increase the rate of success. And you got to do it, which is, I just love that for you, because you got to see what eggs were the most likely, right, to result in healthy pregnancies. But it costs money. And so we're really excited to be able to offer that. And we just opened up grants again.
Yay!
So I know, so you'll have to
everybody
apply. I know applications are open through November 3rd. And so like maybe an early Christmas present for some people. So we are so excited. And of of course, like for more information, they can go to Conceive Fertility Foundation. We've partnered with the largest fertility clinic in the US. They are the most incredible humans I have ever spoken with. And their love, like, I love that you said your nurse is your best friend right now. I was super close with my fertility doctor and my nurses during the time. And I mean, to think that they're there rooting for you, and what a cool job.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
In my next life, I'm going to come back as an infertility nurse because
1,000%.
I just like, what a way to give back to people.
Yes. It's
anyways, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, this is definitely the most special episode of I'm That Mom. Caden, your story is such a powerful reminder that the road to motherhood looks different for everybody, and that hope and perseverance and community literally make all the difference.
Yes, it does.
If today's conversation touched your heart, please subscribe and share this episode with a friend who might need encouragement. And if you know someone who could benefit from the Conceive Fertility Foundation, applications from our IVF grant are open right now and will close November 3rd. So be sure to share this opportunity with them. To learn more about the foundation and the families we support, visit cadenlane.com. Motherhood is a journey, no matter how it begins, and we're honored to walk it with you, Caitlin, right now, and everybody else. Until next time, thanks for listening. We are absolutely having Caitlin back on here with baby Henry, maybe even before. And as soon as I end this call, I'm going to go make sure we send all the Henry things to you.
Yes.
Because
you're so
can I be the auntie? I think I'm too young to be
Can
the
you be
grandma.
the fairy godmother?
I want to be the fairy godmother. Yes. You have made my day. Caitlin, I love you. I am so glad that this is happening to you.
Yay.
I am sincerely from my heart. I am so happy for you. And
Thank you.
big hugs.
Thank you. Big hugs
from Texas.